What's going on, guys? Stealthy Nugget, MrStealthyNugget, and I'm back with some Road to Glory. And this is a special episode because I picked the jerseys that we wear when we did the Rose Bowl, the black ones with the cool helmets. And as you all know, I usually do two parts to my videos. First part the first half, second part the second half. And my controller, I kind of bent it there, but I really didn't bend it. It just feels like it is. But this first half, I'm going to tell you a story about my second grade year and how it was more than just learning about addition and subtraction. I had some good stories. In the second half, if anybody that watches me that is a kind of an Alienware technology expert, there's going to be an annotation at the end of this video to go to part 7, which is the next part in this series. This is part 6. And click that because I have some stuff that I wrote down that a computer I might get from Alienware, but if you're kind of an expert in it, maybe you can tell me what to get and what not to get, and what works best for what I'm doing. So go to the end of the video and click that if you want to. But right now I'll tell you about the my second grade year and how it was more than just addition and subtraction, like I said. My second grade year, we had this thing where whenever you took a test, there would always be somebody that that wrote down the names of people that were cheating, or that talked during the test. So it was my turn, and what happened was the teacher would watch the person that had to write down the names, and if she always knew who was cheating because she always watched, but if you didn't write down the names, you had detention, and detention meant no recess, and you had she'd pick a letter from the dictionary, and you had to write down almost every word before recess was over, as much words as you can of that letter. And so I got hurt again. I don't even care. This is my second time trying to record this, or maybe even third, and I've gotten hurt almost every time, but at least I'm back in. So it was my turn, and there was a girl I liked in the class. I won't say her name. I wrote her name down because if you didn't, I would have gotten detention. Hell, I wasn't gonna miss recess. Are you fucking kidding me? That was a terrible pass. So, I didn't want to miss recess, and this gameplay really isn't that great, and it's also live commentary, so it might be later on, I don't know. I just want to tell the story. I wrote her name down, and there was an Indian kid in the class, and no, it's not racist, it's second grade, so I don't know how this can be racist. And I wrote his name down because he was talking too. And, so later on, after we all turned our tests in, I gave the teacher the name, and they said, you know, these two people were talking. And she collected all the tests that we took that day, and she said, wait a second, you know, the girl that I liked, I also wrote down her name. She said, where's your test? And she goes, oh, I was the first one to finish, it should be in there. And she goes, I can't find it. So they go in there, and they look at all the tests, and her test wasn't in there. So teacher said, so what do you think happened? And she goes, well, I don't know. And it turns out that the Indian kid that I wrote down for talking, I think talked to one of his friends about how he's going to cheat on this test. He didn't study for it, and his, you know, strict parents, from what I've heard, not being racist, he actually told me one day that his parents were really strict, and that's why he couldn't play Xbox with me one day when I asked him to. And this was the old Xbox, not this one. This is second grade. And what happened was, when we turned our tests in, he was the last one to turn his in. He took a giant pink eraser. I don't know how nobody saw this. Erased Carly's name. Well, I said her name, but it doesn't really... I said I wasn't going to say her name, but it doesn't really matter because I didn't say her last name. And I don't remember the Indian kid's name, so, I mean, you know. Surprised I remember her name still. I guess it just popped into my head. But erased her name and put his name down. And that's how he cheated on his test, and we'll get back to that in a second. So then that's when he got 2 weeks of detention because... Didn't have recess for 2 weeks, but you couldn't suspend a second grader unless it was like rape, I guess. And I don't know of a second grader that rapes people. Maybe you know one, you could tell me. And I'd like to meet that kid, but not in the bad way. So, oh, what the heck? God damn it. I hit the button to throw it, not pump fake it. Jesus, what's wrong with this game? And, so what happened was, when you had lunch, you had to turn your check in early for if you wanted to put money in your account, and again, there's no offensive line. So, I had to put money in my account, so I went down there, to the cafeteria, and this other kid came too because he had money to put money in his account. So we both go down there, and we put money in our account, and there's this little pencil machine, and it's 25 cents for a pencil, so we had 50 cents, so we went to go get 2 pencils, and it's right next to the bathrooms in the cafeteria. And I still remember looking at it because I've been to this elementary school past, once I've graduated. I've been there before. And did I just get a touched quack, quack, quack down? You know what I'm talking about? That sounded like I said crack down. I didn't. So the boys' bathroom is on the left if you're looking straight at the doors, and the girls' is on the right. And he goes to the right. I said, no, man, that's the wrong bathroom. And I thought he maybe just forgot or something. He goes, no, I want to see what the girls' bathroom looks like. And at that point, nobody really thought that girls did not have penises, because boys didn't know. And I guess all girls thought we had, holes down there. I didn't know what a penis was, so I just called it a stick. And actually, when I was little, I called it my thingy. And most people say that stereotype of naming your penis a thingy, but that's actually what I called it. I remember that. That's very weird, I know. And so he goes in there, and they're all stalls. And he's like, whoa, where are the thingies that go on the wall? And, we didn't know what they were called. So, on our way out, I hear this lady saying, hey, get back here. So I thought somebody, there was a kid, because it's right next to the cafeteria is right next to the place where they load kids off and drop them off from their cars. So, 1 second. Quack, 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 quack. So, I thought they were yelling at a kid, and I go out, I leave the girls' bathroom, and this teacher is yelling at me. She's like, why'd you go into the girls' bathroom? I'm like, it wasn't my idea. He made me go in, teacher. And she was like, I don't care. Who's your second grade teacher? And I was like, I said her name, and the kid had to come out too, and he got in trouble. And we go back to class, and she writes her name on the board. We had a week of detention, and that whole week, she gave me the letter S, and I had no recess, so I had to write down I couldn't break both. Thanks a lot, fat ass, for blocking. I had to write down all of the words that began with letter S, and that's happened in my second grade year. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you watch part 2. Click the annotation in the top right to watch the next part, and yeah, remember to comment, rate, and subscribe. Thanks.